Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations related to meditation that you can develop yourself and build up a very good and very clear spiritual foundation for your future. So for that, we bring different information and we try to open different windows from different sides for yourself to look into deeper and understand and how this meditation can help for you. So somehow end of this all, you have to remember it is your responsibility yourself build up this practice day by day. So when it comes to meditation, there are mainly two mental cultures, tranquility meditation and insight meditation, samatha and vipassana. So this both related to satipatthana. So the satipatthana means especially these four foundations take you towards the deeper understanding of reality and recognize how things come to be as they are. So when it comes to ourselves, there are a few reasons that we practice meditation, why we have to practice meditation. And at the same time, you may see there are many different techniques. Basically, you can see even in the Buddha's teaching. And when it comes to Buddha's life that you have seen, there are many sutras and also many techniques. So why Buddha used that things? Because people came in different occasions and they had a different background. And sometimes for different people, the same technique doesn't work. It mostly go with their own personal character. So basically, there are four kinds of people in this world. So one category called Uggatitanya. So Uggatitanya means with very few words, they can understand the deeper meaning of the Dharma. And very easily they can go into the very depth of understanding or the realization. So as example, The very lotus bud, when it touched the sunlight, it ready to open. So same like there are some people, they don't need that much clarification, explanations, examples, guidelines, just few words enough for them to understand completely the very meaning of it. It's called Uggati Tanya. And next category, another group of people in the world, it's called Vipanchitancha. Vipanchitancha means they need little bit help. Not like that first category. They need a repetition little bit. But still, without taking that much time, they are capable to understand the very meaning of Dharma. And Nyaya, the third category, and they need explanation, guidelines. They take little more time. And again and again, again and again, you have to keep telling them, keep pushing them. And sometimes you have to drag them towards the Dharma. It's not easy little bit, but still there is a possibility. The fourth category called the Pada Parama. So the Pada means the words, Parama means they take, it's the word they take as the best. Like always listening, going to person, teacher to teacher, master to master, guru to guru. They always follow the words. They don't take that much the deeper meaning. They don't go beyond the words. They don't understand beyond the words what is the meaning it carries, what is the message behind the words. They're stuck with the words. So then follow. They always have this collective mind, kind of like a knowledge. They like to hear, they like to read, they buy always, they buy every month, they buy that books and keep reading, and they like to read, they like to hear, but they don't take anything. So that's called the Pada Parama. So this four category. And within us also we can see there are some people very easily, right away they can get it, they can get the very essence of it, and they don't stuck with the meaning. The words, they directly go to the meaning. And some, they need little explanations. It takes little time, but still possibility that they're going to get it. And the other one, they take more longer time, and they need explanations, examples, guidelines, and they need more push, and it take longer time, and they get it. And the fourth one is they stuck with the words. They can't get the meaning. Every day they repeat the words and follow the words. So it is about us. So that's why the Buddha used many sutras and many methods to get these old people to the same direction. So to the same purpose. And somehow the four foundations, or the Satipatthana, or this tranquility meditation and the Vipassana, especially when it comes to the Vipassana meditation, that is the one of the best that any person, that whatever the category, whatever the group that you belong, it doesn't matter. Any person can get into the very depth of the Dharma following the four foundations. Another thing is, in this sansaric journey, or even in this very lifetime, if we went through many difficulties, or the traumas, or any breakdowns, any pain, And if we had any kind of that breakdown inside our mind or our mental pattern or our behavior, so the Pope Foundation is one of the healing method, the one of the best healing technique that you can practice, get back to your very natural process of the mind, body and mind. It heals this entire process. The very reason is, when it comes to this Pope Foundation, it has few meanings that why you have to practice in this meditation. So one thing is, you have to understand that for this, all the problems, the very root is our mind, our point of view, the way we understand, the way we accept, the way we react to situations. So the Pope Foundations give you kind of like a shield, give you kind of like a protection for yourself, and not to go with that your mental pattern, your point of view, and it start to accept things as it is. So that is one of the way that we can heal ourselves. Another thing is, so that is one thing, the mind is the forerunner and the mind is the reason for this all. So if you keep using the mind again and again, that the hurt and breakdown, mind again and again will develop the same kind of situations inside you. So if you go with the 4 foundations, what will happen? You bring a different kind of methods for yourself to deal with the life. So that's how you get healed. Another one is the sorrow and lamentation. That's when the very emotional reactions that we go through. So that also create a kind of like a difficulty in our life. It is not the outside situations, because our own sorrow, our own lamentation give us the pain and hold us to fear, unsatisfaction. And it's kind of like you hit the arrow, and with that, you keep struggling. So, 4 foundations give you opportunity to get out of that sorrow and lamentation. So that way also you get healed. Another one is that suffering. There are many reasons. Sometimes lack of understanding, lack of wisdom, lack of facilities, lack of strength, lack of help. So somehow there are many reasons, and physically, mentally, we are deeply suffer. And so 4 foundations give you a solution for that also. Another thing is, even though we have so much information, even though we have so much facilities around us, again and again, what we can see that we go on the wrong way. It is very difficult for us to, not others, for ourselves to get into the right path. It is just not what you think, because information is not enough for you to develop the right lifestyle. Information itself not enough for us to get into the right path. So we have deeper inner behavior, go with repetition or the reactions or habitual patterns. And if you give the first priority for your habitual patterns, then again and again it keep going towards that way. But 4 foundations or the Satipatthana This meditation technique practice will help you to get into the right path. And another way, it helps you to start to settle down with the Eightfold Path. But somehow, you slowly get out of the wrong view. So that is the beginning. And the other result is, maybe we have this all sometimes, but we keep going in this samsaric journey. There is no end. We look at, we know many informations around about things. And we are so skillful to do many things. But once we die, we have no power to stop becoming. Again and again, again and again, it happens. So these 4 foundations give you the wisdom for yourself to attain to the Nibbana. So that is the highest and ultimate result that we can gain. Your liberation, your transformation to end this samsaric journey. So those are the results. And once you have that within you, it gives the completion out of this spiritual practice. So that's why practicing these 4 foundations is giving you all the best result for yourself to maintain your life. And in this conventional life, it will, in the very beginning as a person, it heal you. It get out of your all the damage that happened inside you, knowingly or unknowingly. And at the same time, it take you out of the suffering and the sorrow lamentation, and it take you to the ultimate goal, or the liberation, or the Nibbana. It is a kind of like a complete package. So when it comes to that, the very beginning, you have to develop kind of like a very tranquility state of mind. And you have to give some time for that. And once you have that tranquility state, from that you go to the Vipassana level, or you start to develop this 4 foundation. So when it comes to that 4 foundation, so the one of the thing is Kayanupassana, contemplating the body, bodily postures. And again, you stay your mind, rather than going here and there, you start to be with your body. You start to observe the body, not to do anything, but to recognize. So then that you slowly detach from the doing part and start to experience or the being part. So then in that way, your awareness becomes more sharper and clear to recognize. And observing the body and the observing the postures and observing the bodily structure, the muscles, that outside layer, or the go into a little bit deeper inside and observe the inside organs. And so there are many, you can advance little by little this Kayanupassana. And the observing inhalation, exhalation, also part of it, it's because it's a bodily action. So then you combine the tranquility meditation to 4 foundation, one of it, the Kayanupassana. So you observe the breathing, and as a result of that, what happens? It helps you to develop the tranquility state, and at the same time, it helps you to develop the 4 foundations. Your awareness. So another one is the sensation, or the feelings. So when you start to observe the feelings, there are 3 kinds of feelings that you can see: pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. And rather than doing something rather than reacting to that feelings, go with that feelings, categorizing that feelings, communicate with that feelings, you start to observe and see. It doesn't matter good feelings or the bad feelings or the neutral feelings. In the beginning, you recognize and see what happens there. And then you will see it writes itself, exists for a moment and will disappear. And it comes without any request or the invitation, and it will go away itself. And then you can see that sensation or the pain arise because of certain result. And then the next one is the mind observing thoughts. So whatever thought arise and related to that thoughts, and the kind of like the thought itself has a kind of like a desire. So you can see that if you don't go with the thoughts, you can see behind that thought there is something else. Maybe you have some thoughts. If you observe, then you see there are some kind of view behind that thoughts. So then you can go deeper into your mind. And the next one is the observing this phenomena. So one is that when it comes to the Dharma, 4 foundations, 8-fold path, precepts, and all the teachings itself, truth. So when you contemplate on that again and again, you become very clear, especially kind of like as example, causation, cause and effect. And for foundation, so you by numbers, you recognize this and you remind it, you go again and again. So by the time it become very familiar with. And that will help you to deeper understand by the time. And another one is that this entire body go through the process, getting old, sick, dying, and digesting system, blood circular system, the breathing, this everything has a natural process. It's not happened because of you. It is not nothing to do with the self or I am. So recognizing another one is when it comes to the contemplate on the phenomena, that observing the ultimate fundamental properties, heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So, and that all have the same, that kind of like a deeper nature itself carry, and it's not because of you or somebody else. It doesn't have any personality. So once you recognize that all 4 foundations will help you to reduce the power of the self-centered mind or the egocentric mind or the I am, then you recognize deeply this everything that you experience is change and not permanent. So that itself enough sometimes for ourselves to heal, because most of time our own memory disturb us, give us the pain, lamentation, sorrow, fear, unsatisfaction. Whatever happened to us, we unknowingly, unconsciously, we hold it's kind of like a permanent way. But now you experience deeply in this present moment with very clear mind, this all change. So that understanding allows you to recognize that whatever happened in the past or the future, that all going to change. So in that way, you detach from that. So detachment we can do look that whatever happened in the past, and maybe there are a lot of things disappeared from you, go away from you, and there are a lot of people now no longer with you. But sometimes that detachment not happen healthy way. That detachment most of time happen in a very painful way. But this is a wisdom. This is the opportunity that give you, you can detach from things in a very healthy way. You know, that sometimes there are a lot of people around us, sometimes your friends, they are no longer with you. Why you know, maybe your brothers, sisters, or the family members, or the friends detach from you because you get mad, angry, misunderstanding, or maybe you had a fight with them. And then anymore you say, oh, I'm not going to see them anymore. So you detach, but that is not a healthy way. You detach with the anger or the misunderstanding. And sometimes there are some people, maybe you don't like, situations you don't like, and you want to stay away from them. And deeper with the anger, unsatisfaction, you detach from them. So there is some kind of pain you hold when you remember them. When you remember that incident after many, many years, you get mad, disappointed, angry. See, that detachment already happened, but it is not a healthy way. So this is a kind of like a giving you opportunity. Now you understand everything change. So it's an opportunity for you to apply that principle yourself and slowly detach in healthy way. So that is what you have to do. That is what we need. We all going to disappear. We all going to go away. You know, nothing going to be forever. So then we have to understand whatever around us, parents to children, brothers to sisters, you know, the friends and families, all the neighbors and all this experience, this material, this everything, even our body, this everything going to disappear, detach one day. But can you do it? Can you come to a point to accept it in a very kind of like a healthy way for you to release that all from you? And getting some kind of wisdom out of that detachment and transform yourself to liberation with that detachment. Because that is a very important point. You know, when this satellite or the rockets, when they go to the space, and you know, once a while they detach from parts, it's a very critical moment, you know, and all the scientists observing it, and when that detachment happen in a proper way, because otherwise it can blow out. When the detachment happened properly, and everybody clap and, you know, be happy, and, you know, they enjoy in that mission room and think, oh, we done it, we done it. Why? Because it is very important, because in that very detachment, it can blow out everything. So this is what happened to us. Look from, you know, like 10 years or 20 years to today, and how many things you detach, you move out from situation, but how many things that you can remember or the remind and be happy about it, and how you know that other people or the situations appreciate that moment, or maybe hate us, get mad about us, become very sad about us. So that's why detachment going to happen for all of us. But the four foundation, when you go deeper, you observe, you recognize the change within you with all the experience. And it gives a clear opportunity for yourself to understand the very nature of life, and at the same time, it brings that the healing process yourself, And in that very level, what happened, once you recognize that whatever happened in the past or the future, this all change in the present moment, this all change. And the other thing is that you recognize this unsatisfactory nature. Because there's nothing permanent, there's nothing inherent itself inside anything. That all empty. So this everything empty, how it can bring that kind of satisfaction out of it? It is this the process, because everything doesn't have any power independently hold. Everything depends from something. So then you recognize, then you don't have any kind of hope. So you come to zero hope, zero trust about the future, but still you recognize the awareness, the recognition is the most important part. And then you be with that rather than put in the trust or the hopes towards something, because you know anything can happen. Anything doesn't have any power over something. Everything depends on something. So because of that, you detach from that. So it deeply heals you. You come to you come to the point to observe, and in that very level, just imagine if you have the zero trust, zero distrust, or the untrust. So how about that? So then you don't have any version about it, and you don't have any desire about it. But you come to a very neutral point. You don't hate it, but you don't like it. So how about that? So that is what happens when you go deeper with this foundation. That is where you become very clear. And the selflessness, this anything itself doesn't have, because if it is depend on something. So even ourselves, look at this body, this everything, this body depends from environment, food, breathing, sun. So when it comes to that level, you understand. It's not, there's no any permanent something. So then you become more humble. And then you don't have any kind of desire to hold it to even this body and mind or the moment you experience. So it takes little time for you to digest that, but still it takes you to that. Because the ultimate result of this soul for foundation is the liberation. Maybe it is not tonight, but you go towards that. So little by little, step by step, you can gain that. So only thing is build up your practice. Build up your practice little by little and give a little time for that, and have a very clear mental structure. Be disciplined with that, and then develop your practice on that vision yourself. And in that way, by the time you're going to gain deeper transformation within you, the change within you, knowingly and seeingly that how this everything happen inside you. Because once you have that wisdom, you completely heal, and you're not going to get disturbed. You're not going to get hurt from anything. It cannot break you down to from any situation. So that itself is very necessary for all of us. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck hit straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say, So Pateva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. So when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. Into your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Yattavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribunjissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.